It is by no means a controversial statement to say that Goku vs Freiza is legendary, and I of course am not the first person to make a video on this fight. That said, there are still some ideas I'd like to throw into the ring in relation to this fight and the themes it presents, and that is what we shall discuss today. Even to those with only a cursory knowledge of the series, the thematic significance of this fight must be evident. The Overlord who rules over and oppresses the vast universe, one born and blessed with immense strength who exercises cruelty and sadism, versus the lone Saiyan tasked with conquering but a single planet, one born with little strength or talent who had to train and work to achieve his power, who expresses love and the desire to save his friends. They are foils in such a way. Even their designs invoke this. Both Saiyans and Frieza's race are powerful tailed humanoids, but whereas the Saiyans are wild with their spiky hair and furry tails, Freiza is smooth and sleek. He invokes an image of perfection, like the sports car of aliens. And funny enough, in the final hour of this fight, this almost flips. Freiza in his strongest form buffs up, losing his sleekness, instead of showing his superiority by defeating all enemies without even a shred of muscle on him. He is forced to bulk up and resemble the very monkeys he was adamant he was above. And Goku in his Super Saiyan form glows a bright gold with shiny hair, a shine of perfection, because all Freiza projected was superficial strength and power. When it came down to it, when faced with someone truly strong, none of it mattered at all. Because Frieza's biggest downfall in the end was this self-perceived sense of perfection. He was so narcissistic that he refused to acknowledge someone else's power, and as such he overestimated himself and lost. This is something beautifully showcased in his inability to sense energies, as his narcissism itself made him physically incapable of sensing energy, and so the strength of others. It is his pride that made him weak, and well, I don't think I need to point out how important pride is as a concept in this series, with the series presenting both a right and wrong way to use pride, but that's more a subject for another video. Now, one of the few criticisms I see for this fight is that there is no history between Goku and Freiza. That Goku as a Saiyan raised on Earth, who hadn't even laid eyes on Freiza till their fight began, was not a fitting person to put the tyrannical overlord who hurt so many into the dirt. But I think this is actually one of the fight's greatest strengths, because once again it illustrates the depths of Frieza's arrogance. Because in the grand scheme of things, he is just a nobody, a random Saiyan who got through the cracks who was only standing in front of Freiza because of events outside of his own control. Goku had no history with Freiza, no lust for revenge like the rest of his race, no motivation to win other than the current events unfolding before his eyes. It is the culmination of one of the oldest and most important lessons in the series, one taught by the Turtle Hermit himself. You should never let yourself get lazy, because there will always be somebody stronger. Freiza never learnt this lesson and so never trained, was eventually lazy and as such met somebody stronger. Goku is the embodiment of the lesson taught to him by his master, and so inflicts it on Freiza, the man who needed to learn this lesson more than anybody else. And hey, if we direct our attention to Dragon Ball Super, you could argue he actually learnt from this lesson, but let's stay on topic. Another fun way to look at it is that on a grander scale, Freiza created the one thing he feared, and so caused his eventual downfall. It's funny because Freiza was so scared of the emergence of a Super Saiyan that he in a way created it. Even if Kid Vegeta, the strongest Saiyan around at the time, had gone Super Saiyan, he still would have been a bug to Freiza. Freiza honestly had nothing to fear, yet by annihilating them, by acting out of fear, he started the cascade of events that led to the emergence of the one Saiyan he could not defeat. One who didn't even care about his race to begin with, just one lone lost monkey. It's almost karmic in a way, that Freiza brought his own downfall onto himself. As in Dragon Ball, a key point stressed throughout the series is that you are the fruits of your own actions, and the consequences of said actions. Piccolo and Vegeta redeem themselves because of the actions they took, and Goku is time and time again supported and given the strength to fight because of the connections he had performed in the past. This is why the Spirit Bomb, the Genki Dama, is such a symbolic attack. It is the Genki, the life energy of all living things, a culmination of countless lives and their life experiences. The Spirit Bomb attack Goku launches at Freiza is not only the collective power of Namek fighting back against Freiza, but also all the surrounding planets and stars as well. It is the life force of the universe itself, fighting back against his evil overlord. Once again it's karmic, but also it stresses the idea that nobody stands safe in strength. Freiza wasn't almost killed by Goku's power, no, it's from the collective energy of everyone. Sure, individually none of these trees or fish could stop Freiza, but together they can. Freiza looked down on those things weaker than him, and that's why he was blind to the true power of the weak. As he is struck by the attack, he tries to fight back with an attack of his own, but he finds it consumed by the Spirit Bomb, a mirror of how Bardock died at the hands of Freiza's Death Ball. Because as said, it is symbolic. This is Freiza's actions catching up to him, the consequences of his life of terror. Freiza could have survived intact if he had just taken Goku's energy and left, but he didn't. He kept on fighting, not aiming to win, but to just not let Goku escape. It is cruel and senseless, and once again his actions come with appropriate consequences. It illustrates clear as day the differing natures of the two. One who despite his hate can't bring himself to leave Freiza to die powerless on a dying world, and Freiza, the man who will do anything to kill the subject of his anger. Dragon Ball is a series all about wishes. In a lot of ways the story could be summed up as Goku fighting to prevent those with evil hearts from making their wishes reality. Freiza's wish was to become immortal, to rule as an overlord for all eternity, to stand at the pinnacle forever, never having to worry about getting stronger or fearing being defeated. It is a wish that stands in complete opposition to the lessons of the Turtle School. Goku's arc across the original Dragon Ball manga is discovering his own wish for himself, to find what wish he would make, not to save others or save the planet, but for himself, his own selfish wish. By the end of the series we see what that is. He asks for Buu to be reincarnated because he wants to fight him again. Goku comes to learn by the end of the series what he truly wants in life, and it is simply to fight. To fight stronger and stronger opponents. It's one of the reasons he is so insistent on passing off the duty of protector to the next generation, be it Gohan or Goten and Trunks. Because being a protector is not what he truly wants to make of his life. All he wants to do is fight. He is the lesson of the Turtle School incarnate, always seeking to fight stronger and stronger opponents, never being satisfied. It's why I would defend a lot of Goku's character in Super, because this to me is a natural continuation of his character, after coming to this understanding. What he truly values is a good fight, and that's what I think most of his greatest moments in Super show. And this idea could be seen in this legendary fight. Goku could have ended Frieza's life before he powered up. King Kai urges him to, but he doesn't. He lets him power up because more than anything, more than saving the galaxy from its overlord, he instead wanted a good fight. Frieza wanted to be powerful so he'd never need to fight, but Goku wants power in order to fight. And that to me is the biggest difference between the two. As Dragon Ball is a manga about epic fights, it's a manga about why we fight, about why we do the things we do, about how we choose to live and what wishes we make, the dream lives we wish to live. Now of course there's way more to talk about in relation to this fight, but a lot of other people have already covered those ideas, be them nature versus nurture, or Super Saiyan being the perfect conclusion to Goku's quest for strength. And so for now I will leave this video here. If you agreed with anything I said or have a different opinion, then make sure to comment down below. And if you want to go the extra mile in supporting this channel, then consider pledging to my Patreon, where for as little as £2.75 a month, you can get your name at the end of the video, like Hikari Desu, Rinjack9696, General Tonyos, and Mr. Sputum. So with all that said and done, I've been Seth the Sin, the Deadly Sin of Geek, and I'm signing out. Stay safe, everyone.